We've made it to cycle 3. Let's finish up this chapter. Open up your books to page 57. We are starting at the red dot. I still don't know what it means, I say. Bionics. And please don't make me look it up in the dictionary. Bionics, Freak says. That's the science of designing replacement parts for the human body. You mean like mechanical arms and legs? That's ancient history, Freak says. The bionics unit is building a whole new a whole new body just my size. Yeah? What'll it look like? A robot? A human robot, Freak says. Also, it will look a lot like me, only enlarged and improved. Yeah, right, I say. Let's go home. My feet are tired. Freak tugs hard at my hair. True, he says, with his voice getting high and excited. I've been in there. I've been in there in the special unit. I have to go every few months for tests. They've taken my measurements, analyzed my blood and metabolic rates. They've monitored my cardiac rhythms and my respiratory functions. I've already been x-rayed and CAT scanned and sonogrammed. They're fitting me for a bionic transplant. I'm going to be the first. I can tell he really means it. This isn't a pretend quest or making houses into castles or swimming pools into moats. This is why we came here. So Freak could show me where he's been. The place is important to him. I understand this much. Even if I still don't understand about bionics or what it means to be a human robot. Will it hurt? I ask. Getting your parts replaced? Freak doesn't answer for a while, and then he says in a stern, smart voice, Sure, it will hurt. But so what? Pain is just a state of mind. You can think your way out of anything, even pain. I'm pretty worried about the whole deal, and I go, But why do you want to be the first? Can't someone else be first? Isn't it dangerous? Life is dangerous, Freak says, and you can tell he's thought a lot about this. After a while, he kicks me with his little feet and says, Home! And that is the end of our chapter. So I want you to consider Campbell's description of archetypal quests from your Do Now and think about that pattern of a hero's quest. Why might Freak see the experimental bionics unit as a region of supernatural wonder? I'd like you to pause the video and answer that now. Next, we're going to read this Bionic Superhumans article. So I'd like you to follow along as I read this out loud. Bionic Superhumans. Faster, stronger, more powerful? Bionic bodies and what they are capable of have captivated the human mind for centuries. From the bumbling Inspector Gadget to the near indestructible Terminator, the idea of using technology to build a better human has resulted in continuous technological advances. The term bionics was first used in the 1960s. It combines the prefix bio, meaning life, with the nix of electronics. Bionics is the study of mechanical meaning operated by a machine, systems that function like living organisms or parts of living organisms. Bionics can be highly advanced pieces of technology able to be integrated with various parts of the human body to replace or assist damaged limbs or organs. Recently, progress in both materials science and technology have resulted in significant advancements in prosthetic limbs. Prosthetic means artificial body part. A man named Zach Vaughter used a thought-controlled bionic leg to climb all 103 floors of Chicago's Willis Tower. The sophisticated iLim Ultra is an artificial hand with 5 independent moving artificial fingers. Those limbs don't just react mechanically to pressure, they actually respond to the thoughts and intentions of the owners, flexing, extending, gripping, and releasing on mental command. So I want you to think about this. That's how you move your hands. You think about it, or you don't even have to think about it sometimes. Sometimes you can just like move your hands. You don't think about that. So that's how these hands work too. You don't even need to try. It's your body knows when to move. So it's like a real hand. The age when prosthetics were largely inert means inactive or lacking the power to move. Uh, so when they were just pieces of wood, metal, or plastic, is passing advances in microprocessors, uh, in techniques to combine digital technology with the human nervous system, and in battery technology, are turning replacement limbs into active parts of the human body. In some cases, they're not even part of the body at all. In 1997, a woman named Kathy Hutchinson had a stroke, leaving her without control of her arms. Hutchinson volunteered for an experimental procedure that could one day help millions of people with partial or complete paralysis. She let researchers implant a small device in part of her brain responsible for motor control. With that device, she is able to control an external robotic arm by thinking about it. This brings up an interesting question. If the arm isn't physically attached to her body, how far away can she be and still control it? The answer is at least thousands of miles. In animal studies, scientists have shown that a monkey with a brain implant can control a robotic arm 7,000 miles away. The monkey's mental signals were sent over the internet from Duke University in North Carolina to a robot arm in Japan. That's pretty crazy, scholars, that this mechanical piece doesn't even need to be attached to your body to work. So I want you to reread this exchange between Max and Freak from page 57. Do you think the authors of this article would agree that mechanical arms and legs are ancient history? Why or why not? I want you to include at least one quote from the article that supports your thinking. So read that excerpt and answer that now. And then our last question is, why might this chapter be called Life is Dangerous? Try to look back in the text if you can't think of anything. When you're done, move on to your exit ticket.